just one thing that I gotta know.
Why, hello there! Welcome to Size Room, Episode 2. Yes, I know you're all excited, and I'm excited too, but I have a really important question. Have you noticed how bipolar Florida is? I mean, compared to the other states, Florida is like the most undecided weather capital in the US. And that's saying something because we know about Michigan. Yeah, that's right, Michigan. I'm talking about you. I know what you've been doing with your unpredictable rain self. So Floridians know Florida likes to stay one climate for a shockingly large amount of the time. Hot! As most people realize, Florida is located pretty damn close to the equator, causing for some surprisingly scorching days in the year. And while we're on the topic of scorching, have y'all heard of Fire Force? You probably have, since it's become popular enough to gain the green light for a second season. In fact, if I could go back in time, retract my decision to start watching, and then come back to the present time, and then start watching it again without knowing what's gonna happen, I'm pretty sure I'd do it in a heartbeat. That being said, no. Dang it! Fire Force quite plainly gives some of the most amazing animations I've ever seen. And I've seen JoJo's. I mean, heck, if you go right now and search up Lieutenant Rekka versus Shinra, the first video has a good 5 million views. And that's a feat I think we should all be in awe of. Link in the description if you want to see it. I'm just saying, the amount of time and effort put into the scenery and action of this anime really pays off in the duration of the show. But I'm not here to compliment the art and how it's put together. Instead, I'm here to give you a sort of rundown of the characters. By the way, if you haven't finished Fire Force, you should probably do that before watching the rest of this video, because there may or may not be a couple of spoilers. Now you can't say I didn't warn you. So without further delay, let's begin. Okay, maybe it's a little cliche to start with Shinra because he's the main protagonist, but if you've also viewed the first season of the show, then you must admit, Shinra is really cool actually. He is the only one in Company 8 that has an Adola link. Just that fact alone should point you towards the fact that he's damn powerful. Also, he teleports? Like shit, bro, I already thought you were fast. There's no need to flex on me that hard. Overall though, he has a pretty good heart. He shows big similarities to most shonen protagonists in that regard, except for the fact that he may or may not be part devil. I don't know, we're not fully sure what the whole concept of the evangelist is right now, because when Shinra was in the bad, state of mind, or the dream or whatever that was, it kinda looked like he was in hell, but it was black and white. I don't know how that works. But Goku, Asta, Izuku, and pretty much all of the shonen hero universe, he has a goal. He wants to become a hero. I would say it's a pretty standard goal, but then again, his mom did kind of die, and for most of his life, so did his brother. So we kind of gotta respect the fact that he didn't become a villain. I mean, any normal person could have let the grief consume them and then turn to the dark side, but Shinra instead wants to become a hero. I will say though, the Kusakabe duo as villains does sound like a pretty cool concept. Or maybe if the roles were reversed and Sho was the hero, and Shinra was the antagonist. But that's not the point. What I'm trying to say is that Shinra was an insanely admirable person and deserves the title of main character. His fight scenes were enjoyable to witness, and I'm hyped about seeing more of him in season 2. There was one person in the main cast that I really thought deserved the title of best boy though, and that for me had to be Arthur. No, not that Arthur. I don't know how that got in there. Seriously though, Arthur provided some of the most comically golden scenes in the whole show, and he was someone I really relate to as of now. At this point, you're probably thinking, bro, what are you talking about? You don't relate at all to Arthur. You can't control flames into the shape of a sword. Actually though, I can. Nah, not really. But he was relatable in the fact that he was just kind of dumb and socially awkward, which basically describes me in 3 words. Not to say Shinra wasn't the same to some extent, but it was really brought out in Arthur. Oh, by the way, the same Japanese voice actor who played Shinra also plays Asta from Black Clover, which makes a lot of sense. I just thought I would let you guys know about that. But anyways, back to Arthur. I really wish there was more of a backstory when it came to his character though. It would have been cool to see why he does what he does, and where his inspiration to be a knight comes from. Honestly though, the biggest disappointment for me was his powers in the show. He didn't really have any other defining powers besides his sword. And I guess he did have the mini swords, but that was about it. But I could be wrong though. I haven't read the manga, so I don't know if he gains any other powers. Just imagine though, what if he elongated the hilt of his sword and then made it into like the handle for a scythe and then curved his like fire energy a bit? Don't you think that would be cool? Like bam, Arthur has a scythe now. That's simply my opinion. What do I know about it? Generally, I think Arthur was a really well-written character. And I'm gonna have to dub him as best boy. He's a huge factor of why I'm anticipating the second season so much, and I'm extremely stoked to see what they do with him in the rest of the series. This next person. Well, when people think of Tamaki, they usually think of her lucky leecher distraction lore, or however it's called. Basically this. Yeah, we don't have to talk about that much, do we? I honestly think there's a lot more to appreciate about her than just the lucky. Yeah, okay. I don't think I want to bring up her fan service anymore. I think I'm good for now. I'm not a degenerate, I swear. Truthfully, the thing that comes to mind when Tamaki's name is referenced in conversation isn't really that her power makes her part cat. Well, I'm actually not so certain on how her whole feline pyrokinesis thing works, because it does give her cat-like abilities, but it also does that one tail thing. Yeah, don't sit here and act like cats normally do that. What I really think about when someone says the name Tamaki is the fact that she got betrayed by her own company and almost died. She got really beat up whenever Rekka went insane. Like, are we just not gonna talk about that? You gotta have a certain amount of courage to just up and move companies. I would have had trust issues, bro. And yeah, sure, maybe Shinra did save her from Rekka, but I mean, she was kind of in love and trusted the lieutenant of her own company, and he still betrayed her. So I admire her bravery. I really just admire her bravery. That's pretty much it. Anyways, Tamaki was a really intricately written part of the cast, and while her lucky leecher scenes were really funny, she was also just a really great character. She's not in a lot of scenes in part 1, and she's really just criminally underrated. I think that's it, though. I don't think there's anybody else to really talk about. But I have a feeling that I might be forgetting something. Oh, right. Yes. The wonderful Gorilla Cyclops. Nah, I didn't mean that. If I was serious about that, then I would probably end up dead in the near future. Somehow, someway, the followers of Maki would find a way to end my life quickly. No games though, Maki was incredibly strong. I mean, she really just beat both Arthur and Shinra at pretty much the same time. Who does that? It's a different type of strength, man. Probably though, the greatest ability that Maki had, it had to be Sputter for me. I'm sorry, but if you haven't seen the dub voice for Sputter, then you're missing out on something great. Go watch it like right now. I don't care if you leave the video. We're just gonna disregard the fact that Hinawa kind of poured out Sputter with his coffee. I hate him for that. The most enjoyable thing about Maki though was her two-sided nature. Y'all don't understand how much I love that. Some of the scenes with her and her Moe princess side were just, it was too funny. I'm honestly saddened that we didn't get to see more of that. Like, I know the focus of the show was on Shinra, but like, if they added more like instances where we got to see both of her sides come out into play, like, it would have made the show a lot better for me. Just my opinion. But back to her strength point for a quick minute. Alright, you listen to me, right? You go on the internet and you find me a female protagonist character that is half as strong as Maki. Oh, wait a minute, that's not... I didn't realize that. Oh. Whatever, not the same genre. All I'm saying is I'm not a devoted follower of Maki, but I can truly appreciate how strong she was. Like, how insanely strong she was. I won't say much about Vulcan because he wasn't in the show too much as a member of Company 8 throughout the series, but he should be recognized and treasured because he was really damn cool. I also won't say anything about Captain Obi because he's a captain and I'm thinking about making a video on captains later. I also won't review Lieutenant Hinawa because, well, I have too much to say about him to put in this video. I love Fire Force, if you couldn't tell. I thought it was an amazing show and I really cannot wait for season 2. Like, I don't know how many times I've stressed that already. but I cannot wait for season 2. And no, I'm not gonna beg you to subscribe and like, because the simple fact that you're viewing this video makes the work and effort I put into it all worth it in the end. Just have an awesome day, and if you can, share this video so I can reach my goal of 1,000. If you can't, then don't. I'm sorry I ever asked. Later.